In the last few videos, we went over the concepts of the measures of central tendency, which were mean, median, and mode. In this video, we're going to go over another concept which is known as percentiles and see how mean, or at least median, sort of applies to percentiles. So, first of all, let me just write down percentile and let me define it so you know what I'm talking about. So, percentile. Okay? So, what percentile is, it's a measure that indicates, so measure indicating the value below which a given percentage of observations fall. What does that mean whatsoever? Like, that seems like a very vague statement. Measure indicating the value below which a given percentage of observations falls. So let me give you an example to help clarify that. So say, for example, you took the SATs, so let's say the math SAT, okay, which is out of 800, I believe, which is out of 800, okay, and you took the math SAT and your score on the math SAT is 720, okay? And they tell you, like when you get your results, they tell you that you scored, that you scored in the 85th percentile, okay? So what does that mean? Okay, so first of all, let's just take a look at, well, how well did you do? So if you scored 720 out of 800, so your percentage score, if you can even think of it that way, is 720 divided by 800 times 100%. So in other words, and if you do that calculation, you'll get 90%. So in other words, on the SAT, you scored 90% of the questions right, and what they told you is that you scored in the 85th percentile. So let's look at these two. So it's kind of conflicting. How can your percentage score be 90%, yet you scored in the 85th percentile, right? So how do these sort of match? How do these sort of, what does it mean? So the 85th percentile, what it means is, so the 85th percentile, I'm going to write, what it means is you scored better, apologies for that. So it means you scored better than 85% of all the people who took the test. That's what it means. So if you scored in the 85th percentile, it just means that you scored better than 85% of people who took the test. It does not mean you got 85% on the test. In fact, as we saw, you got 90% on the test. But if you rank in the 85th percentile, you scored better than 85% of people who all took the test. So if you scored in the 99th percentile, that means you did better than 99% of all the people who took the test. All right? So that's the difference between percentile and the score that you get. Percentile is comparing yourself to the rest of the people. It is not comparing what you got on the test. So for example, another example could be, say there's a test from 0 to 100%, right? And let's just say you didn't get a good score. So let's just say your score on it was 60%, okay? So that means you only got 60% of the questions right. But let's just say your percentile score was 90%. So in other words, you scored in the 90th percentile. 90th percentile. So what that probably indicates is that the test was probably really, really hard because your score was 60%, but yet you did better than 90% of the people who took that test. So it probably means that the test was really hard, and that's why you got 60%. And a lot of people probably failed, but you did better than 90% of the people who took that test, and only 10% did better than you. So only 10% got a score that was higher than 60%. So I hope that makes sense, and in the next video we will explore further the concept of percentiles, specifically to how it relates to the median and things like that. So I'll see you in the next video.